Man, this thing's gonna start. I heard that little giddy up. You guys can hear it. That knocking is the crank hitting the oil pan. Don't worry. It'll either stop or it won't. Once it hits these ramps, she's gonna be supercharged. Woo! She's out in the wild. Y'all don't know nothing about that, cows. She don't like it at all. If you're a fan of rusty old muscle car rescues, we got a treat for you today because we got a 68 Chevelle in the shop. Been sitting since the 80s, and we're gonna get this thing running and driving today or die trying. So stay tuned while we put this thing on full blast. Just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. And if you guys do like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, interact with us in any way, because this is kind of the wheelhouse here. We do lots of rescues, lots of will it runs, kind of muscle car focused. So if this is your thing, I might just be your favorite channel. Go ahead and mash that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the notifications button too if you want to. That'll keep you informed of everything we're doing out here in the shop. So if you're not incredibly familiar with the late 60s GM muscle cars, they did put the straight six in a lot of them. So we got the old 6 in a row ready to tow in this Chevelle. And I think technically this car is considered a 300 Deluxe. I don't know. I think it's like a step up from totally bottom of the barrel, but not a Malibu. And I already got all the plugs out, been soaking down the cylinders with Marvel Mystery Oil. If you're dealing with something that's been sitting for a long time, just soak the cylinders with something. Put it in, let it sit for a week, and before you start trying to crank on it. So we're missing alternator. We're missing, I don't know, a few things here and there, mainly clutch assembly, because this was a parts car and somebody stole everything, like your Z-bar, your pedals, all that. If we get this thing running, I have all those parts, so we can at least operate the transmission. The radiator's a little worse for wear, but we're not really gonna worry about that. If we just get this thing moving, that's a W. For a one-day will it run, that's a win. I'm not spending a ton of money on this. But let's go ahead, dive into this thing. I gotta pull the distributor. I'm gonna put an HEI ignition system on it real quick just to delete the points, and we're gonna start cranking on it. So to give you guys just a quick little view, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it ain't great. I've pulled worse out of barns and fields, but this one has kind of a cool look to it. This will make somebody a real cool project car. It's not for me, not at least right now. I got a lot of irons in the fire. This one's kind of just gonna sit there and rot away. If you guys didn't believe me. So I'm an 80s baby, and I never remember seeing this registration sticker. So this has to be 77 or 87. I'd been 5. There's a chance I wouldn't have remembered, but the 90s stickers did not look like this 100%. So it's a 77 or an 87 sticker. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, grab some tools, start pulling stuff off, putting stuff on. All right, guys, I've already spun this motor over before even starting the video, I was just gonna let you guys know that. But all the plugs, when they came out, looked exactly like that, like they were brand new. And these are old, they're AC, not even AC Delcos. So I knew there's a real good shot the motor wasn't froze. So I went ahead and got all the mystery oil out of the cylinders, put my rotor on #1 wire, so I know how to stab the new distributor back in. And all you gotta do is loosen your hold down, get it out of the way. And you would have to remove a wire from the coil, but it looks like the rodents have taken care of that for me. And this one's not the easiest bolt to get access to on the distributor, not gonna lie. It's one of those quarter turn at a time jobs, spinning the wrench around. We kind of got to pray that the old large cap HEI fits. And I have put mystery oil in the crankcase, verified the oil's the right level. The oil looks good. I mean, for what we're doing, just running it probably a couple minutes tops, we should be fine. I felt it. It's got viscosity left. Oil filter could be smoked, but we'll see if we got any oil pressure. And also, if you hear any knocking, it's because when I was out in the weeds trying to put the rollers on this car, the jack slipped off the front of the car. All right. This thing is driving me bananas. Come on, be finger tight. Not quite. A lot of times you'll get an oil leak over here, and that'll kind of help keep everything from rusting. Not in this case. Oh, why General Motors? Now it's getting to the point where my little box end is not gonna go over the bolt. Man, they wanted to make sure you had all the thread. Good Lord. Hold down, out. Is the distributor gonna cooperate? Oh yeah, it's already spinning. This thing's probably just gonna come right out. There you go. Straight 6 Chevy, distributor removed. Let's go grab on the new one. All right, on this guy, I've gone ahead and marked every location there is a spark plug terminal. So on this guy, I'm just gonna kind of point the vacuum maybe close to where it was. Shoot for, I don't know, maybe something on this side, because I got really long plug wires. So let's dial her in maybe halfway. Well, I'm trying to think here. What's gonna give us the least amount of interference here? Okay, dropping this guy down. Definitely hitting some heater hoses here and there. Oh, she dropped right in. And it looks like, I mean, we can spin all the way to there, where our old vacuum line will work. Sure it doesn't leak at all. And we'll have our connection right here. And guys, on these Chinese HEIs, always look and make sure these guys are tight. Your pins inside this connector, I've had multiple lately come and I've needed to like wedge them in there so they'll stay. Otherwise, when you clip it up, it just presses it out. So always take a look at that. And I got my number one. This is gonna be number one plug. These guys spin clockwise. So it's 1.5 something, I don't know, I'll have to look it up, but I'll let you know. But it spins clockwise, so if we want to advance it, we're gonna go counterclockwise, right? All right, let me get this bolted down, cap on, start putting some plugs in. New plugs going in. Just gonna open the gap up a tiny bit on this guy. She looks a little tight. That's about right. It might have gotten pushed in a little bit in shipping. Shoot for 45 thousandths, 40, 45, somewhere around there on HEI Ignition. All right, come on. Wait. These are totally the wrong spark plugs for this car. All right, guys, this is why you look at your plugs before you just toss them in your motor. This guy's been totally smashed in shipping. There we go. Shooting for 45 thousandths, somewhere in that neighborhood. We need a little bit of gap to jump on these HEI ignitions. Just making sure, yeah, we're 13/16. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw all 6 plugs in here, and then we'll get the cap on. We're gonna put fire to this thing and see if she rips off. That'll be pretty exciting because I did not think this motor would be free. And kind of shocked it's in good as shape as it is. I mean, maybe somebody would keep this thing straight 6, I don't know. You don't need to smoke the plugs down, just snug it up. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest. We'll start on the cap. All right, let's go ahead and get our cap on. This guy should pretty much just fall right on, maybe. Sometimes these guys kind of interfere with it. Let's see. Come on. Drop down. Drop down, come around. Anywhere. That, good Lord, come on. I can see, there we go. It dropped 100% on right there. So 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. That's our firing order on this engine. Number 1's gonna be over here, and we'll just run a little loop to that guy, and then we'll kind of go on from there. But again, check your pins, because we'll have to put a tack and battery connection here, a harness. Check your pins on that also, because I've had those also come lately, where when you go to tighten it down or go to push it in, it just pushes the wires back out. And you'll wonder why you got a no start condition, and that's because your HEI's got no voltage. All right. Perfect installation. I'm gonna go ahead and just snap this guy on while I'm here. And these guys will only go in one way, so you can't really mess it up. And I'm pushing the wires up just to make sure we got engagement. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the wires, get those on, get our harness on, and we'll be twisting on her real quick. Click. Click. All right, I hit this thing with a little bit of Go Juice. She's already got a ton of Marvel Mystery Oil in it. Lubrication's not really my utmost concern right now. Honestly, I'm wondering if this old starter is gonna want to kick this motor over once it's got plugs in it. That's the biggest concern. Oh, I hear a train coming. It's definitely rolling around the bend like right now. Pause. Ah! All right, it's still moving back there, but I think it's quieted down quite a bit, the old train. And not 100% sure I said the firing order right earlier. It's 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. Numbers aren't my strong suit, if I did say that wrong, in my defense. But we got HEI hot, starter hot, got a ground, probably could be better. But we're gonna see what we can get out of this old starter that's been, you know, pretty much sitting in the dirt for 40 years. Come on. Man, this thing's gonna start. I heard that little giddy up. Please tell me it had more than one giddy up left in it. Well, let's crack the throttle. It's getting there. I had to turn the distributor quite a bit. She might need a ton of advance. I don't know. Oh, and we got a little vacuum leak. Let me plug that. All right, cap that open line. That's going the wrong way. Uh-oh. All right, maybe let's get the starter break for a second. Okay, I think we're gonna get it. Woo! She's close. Come on now. It's like if you hit it harder, it might do something. She got a little bit of life left in her. Let me tap on it a little bit. Woo! She's running. I think the rings probably had to bust loose. Woo. Arcing out a little bit, had to move that. All right, pause again. Come on. Oh, man. We're almost there. Of course. Let it cool down. Just had to beat on the starter a little bit. Let's see if that helps it come around. All right, is it gonna work? So that might be too much timing. Let's back her off a hair. This thing has no exhaust, so you can't tell. Can't tell if maybe this thing was flooded. We're gonna have to wait again. Let's see. There we go. Think we're getting a runner. She runs. I think I'm gonna have to hook up external fuel cell, 1 gallon water jug. I need to go run and get some gas, see if I can get any fuel into this carburetor at all. If not, that kind of halts everything because I do not have a carburetor, a rebuild kit, or one that would just drop on this engine. So let's see what I can do, and we're gonna be fingers crossed that this carb just magically at least lets a little bit of gas in. That would be nice. Well, one trip to the gas station, hooked up the clicky clack. You guys can hear it. That knocking is the crank hitting the oil pan. Don't worry. It'll either stop or it won't. But I can't get it to take throttle. So, either the blades have separated from the carburetor or there's something else blocking it in there. Not 100% sure. But just for giggles, let's see if it'll actually start back up. Got a problem if I can't get it to take throttle. Where? There we go. Didn't find it. Looking for this. Just gonna sit here and knock away. Just right on heaven's door. Wow. I think the motor mounts are definitely shot, if you can't tell. Well, that did something. That's probably enough running with no water going through it. Starting to get a little steamy looking. So when I pry over here under the carb, you guys can kind of hear the idle go up. What I think has happened is the throttle blades are no longer spinning on each side. Like, it's not connected. Something's happened to this carb. I can take this off and look at it, maybe break it loose, but there's a good chance this thing is smoked. Let me look at it. There might be some sort of easy fix I can do. Well, just like any good one-day revival, turned into two. But I do have our cheap one-barrel Amazon carb. I mean, it was like 70 bucks. I thought, might as well. Might as well, at least to get the motor running. And I've kind of Googled on it a little bit. And the consensus is we can run this thing for about 3 minutes with no water in it without totally damaging the block. That's from ice cold. I think that's probably all I need. That's gonna be terrifying enough with no brakes, no clutch. I could probably rev match, drop it. Well, it'd be drop it in second, but no, it should be straight down. 2U, straight down. Drop it in second, but first gear is probably gonna be all we're gonna need. And I'm gonna have to start it in gear because off camera I did put the pedals in. I can't get the clutch to actuate, and There's some wonky looking geometry with this aftermarket kit. It's kind of sagging towards the frame. And I don't know if that's because it's a V6 thing and this is only made for a V8, but I thought all the Z-bars and everything were the same. I could be totally wrong on that. This kit, I think, said it worked for all the 68s, but there's definitely a tilt towards the frame when I'm almost positive everyone I've ever seen, the bar goes straight across. But it's got pedals for the next guy. At least you can reuse on that. Figure out what else is going on under the hood. But I'm gonna toss this guy on, crank it up, and see if I can at least get it to just idle for a second. So let's go ahead and throw the old carb on. All right, our gasket looks pretty decent down here, so we're not gonna touch that. Gotta love the 3 threads of stud sticking up out of here. Sure, that's factory. Lost our fuel line. So if you guys are intimidated at all working on carburetors, you really shouldn't be. This thing is super simple. Literally just gotta hook up our fuel line, our throttle cable, vacuum advance. I'm even going that fancy. This is totally professional operation. Now if I could just find the battery for my wrench here. If you guys didn't know, the 68s, they also came with the blue indoor-outdoor carpet option. Real fancy like. And if you're a child like me of the 80s, you remember burning your knees like crazy on that stuff. That was like every porch. 1987 had that indoor-outdoor. Not necessarily blue, but it was there to hurt us. I don't know what that was. All right. That ought to work for what we're going for, which is just run it for a minute. 3 minutes exactly. Hook up our vacuum advance that I'm sure doesn't leak on the Chinese HEI or the 50-year-old hose that's on it. All right. Man, this is a electric choke model. I can't even believe it. All right. Now, what do we got to do here? Come on. And that one will work. Oh. There we go. This would have been much easier on the top post. But we do have full throttle. Man, I'm just gonna have to bend this thing. Open it up. All right. I think it's just gonna have to perform like that. Come on. Oh, you have to have it. Ugh. Now I don't think this thing's ever gonna come back out. You gotta find the sweet spot. There we go. Gotta have one side in. There we go. Yeah, just like new. Okay. Now we have our air fuel mixture. I mean, I'm only gonna mess with that if it's seriously out of whack, and it's gonna be hard to even tell because the motor mounts are so shot on this car. The engine just shakes violently no matter what. Put our throttle return spring to our open exhaust flange. What are we hitting on? There we go. Had to put some relief in our throttle return spring. It was working a little too well. All right, let's put some gas to this thing. See if we can get it to idle. All right. Ignition, fuel. Let's see if the float works. We're shooting fuel out the throttle shafts. That's a real good trick these Amazon carbs like to do. Oh God. Yeah, no float action. Wow. Got the old claw hammer. See if we can unstick something. You guys saw it right here first. This is why you buy an Edelbrock or a Holley. Don't waste your money on this junk. Sometimes they do work. I'm not gonna say everyone's bad, but I think right there is your normal experience. Okay, seems to be holding. That's a good thing. Where's my trigger? Here we go. All right, pray for me. Let's give her a couple shots. Woo. Did the motor just lock up? Man, I think we might have hydrolocked. Is that possible? Did this carb just completely fill the cylinders with gas? All right, well, guess I'm gonna pull a plug and find out. One soaking wet spark plug. All right, I guess I gotta pull them all, turn the motor over, get all the gas out, keep going. So thank you, Amazon Carb. Thank you. All right, put a pipe wrench on the crank, spun her in reverse, freed it up. But man, this thing was kind of like found a stopping point, which is not great. Not great for us. So hopefully that was just a little hiccup. We're not gonna have any issues with that moving forward. I'm sure we will. Probably when we key off, probably the last time this motor turns on its own, but hopefully not. I'm gonna throw the plugs back in, wires back on. We're gonna attempt that start one more time. I'm gonna start it because I think I got enough fuel in the bowl without the fuel pump on, and then kick it on. See if that kind of helps with the hydrolocking. All right, all hooked back up. See if the motor spins. Ignition hot, no fuel just yet. remember, the knocking is just from the oil pan being caved in. Don't worry. Everything is absolutely how it should be. No water, no air cleaner, no belts, no charging. We're doing the bare, no clutch. We're doing the bare minimum here, folks. She's gonna drive out of here, and we're gonna see how far we can get. Hopefully I don't ditch it, because we got no brakes either. I don't know what could go wrong with this. Let's just jump in, try and push it out, and kick the wheel hard right. We start heading towards the metal pile. Man, am I gonna be able to get this thing to roll? I gotta be able to jump in, close the door pretty quick, cut the wheel. Jump in, close the door. All right, I'm halfway in now. Once it hits these ramps, she's gonna be supercharged. Oh, it rolls harder than I thought it would. Well, it's on the ramp, dang it. It's not doing anything. Come on. I'm already out of breath. Love it when a good plan comes together. Woo. I didn't have a whole lot of time to close the door and get my leg in. Woo. She's out in the wild. Now I just gotta push it around where I got a straight shot to get her fired. All right. Woo. All right. Let's see if I got enough downhill to get us going. Oh. Nope. I'm gonna have to push this a little further. All right, one more try. Come on. Be enough. It's not. Dang it. I'm gonna have to push it or something. All right, one more time. Come on. Dang it. Okay, here we go with a push. I'm about to set the camera down for a second and get going. You ready, babe? Okay. We're going. I don't know what gear we're in, but we're going. She ain't happy. Oh God. It don't like the hills, but we're, oh my God. It didn't like the hill. I think we're gonna have to get pushed again. We're compressing. Woo! Oh yeah, just smooth. I gotta be in third gear. Can't slow down for the turn. Woo! Just living. Me and my old powder blue Chevelle. Y'all don't know nothing about that, cows? Man, we gotta hope none of them are in the road, because I don't know how much swerving action I can do. My seat ain't even bolted in. Strong fuel smell. I bet that carb is still just dumping fuel. She don't like the uphills, that's for sure. I think we can get it back around to the shop. Oh, she don't like it. She don't like it at all. She's coming around. Woo! Coming back around. Can I just get it to stall? It probably won't when you need it to. All right, success. She's a driver. Really, really, really loose definition of that. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. We got this thing driving around for the first time since, I'm guessing, the mid to late 80s. And that was way too much fun for what it actually was. So we got this thing broke loose with some mystery oil, spark plugs, changed the ignition system to a modern HEI, and she just pretty much fired right up. So the carb that was on it was froze, put an Amazon carb, immediately flooded, but we beat on it with a hammer and fixed it, and just needed to get push started from a CJ7 Jeep. No damage to the rear, perfectly fine, because this is a mint unit and we want to keep it that way. But I appreciate all y'all watching. If you could, man, please like, comment, subscribe. Any interaction with the channel helps us out a bunch, and we're growing, and we appreciate every person that takes any amount of their time to watch something that we've created. Hope you guys enjoyed the Chevelle. It probably won't be back again because this thing's going up for sale the moment I get a title in my name. So reached out to Jared, should be on the way here in the next few days for me. So if you guys need a title, reach out to Jared, Classic Vehicle Search and Rescue. And I think I'm just gonna call it a day, get some fresh clothes on, and start my third job. So it's fireworks season, folks. Gotta go celebrate the 250th. Buy you some artillery shells.